Today, we're going to review the top 5 special needs financial planning mistakes that families must avoid. Are you making one of these 5 critical mistakes when planning for a loved one with special needs? Well, I've got good news for you. These are avoidable, and fixing them can mean the difference between long-term security and financial stress. Let's walk through each one and how to get it just right. And stay tuned to the end for a bonus 6th one that would help you avoid the other 5. Mistake 1. Not starting with a life care plan. When families begin financial planning for a loved one with special needs, they often jump straight to solutions such as trusts, insurance, and investment strategies. But the real starting point is the life care plan. A life care plan outlines the future you envision for your loved one. Where will they live? What kind of care or supervision will they need? What will their standard of living look like? Daily routines, social life, technology, clothing, recreation. Once that vision is clear and put on paper, the numbers can come next. What's the cost of supporting that lifestyle, both today and decades from now? These costs include one-time needs, such as a vehicle, home, or medical equipment, but they also include ongoing monthly expenses, such as housing, food, transportation, clothing, and therapies. You also want to project how much in trust would need to hold to support those needs, especially if you expect it to distribute a modest, sustainable percentage each year. If current assets fall short, there are other tools that might be able to bridge that gap. Mistake number 2, not accessing public benefits. Another major misstep, giving up too soon on government benefits. Many families apply for supplemental security income before their loved one turns 18, and they get that inevitable denial letter in their home mailbox. Why? Because before a child turns 18, household income can impact eligibility. So what these families don't realize is that after age 18, parental income no longer counts toward that eligibility. That means you should reapply once your child is a legal adult. SSI eligibility, it can be so critical because often it automatically unlocks Medicaid in many states. And it can lead to access to other programs, such as SNAP, which is food assistance, federal housing programs, state-level disability services, and others. Don't assume that you're not eligible. The rules do change at age 18, and that eligibility can open many doors. Mistake number 3, not maximizing those public benefits. Even families who successfully secure SSI sometimes unintentionally reduce the benefits, especially when it comes to food and housing. Here's a common scenario I see. A parent provides room and board free of charge. While this may seem generous, the Social Security Administration sees it as in-kind support, which triggers a 1/3 reduction in the monthly SSI benefit. Back in 2024, that reduction equaled about $313 per month. And over the course of a year, that adds up to more than $3,700 in lost benefits. So how do we fix that? It's simple. You draft and execute a lease agreement between the parent who is providing the housing and the person on SSI with the special needs by having them pay rent. Now, that agreement must be legitimate, arm's length arrangement, but it's a powerful way to preserve benefits without compromising care. Mistake number 4, leaving assets directly to a child with a disability. One of the most well-intentioned mistakes that I see is naming a person with a disability as a direct beneficiary in an estate document or on a life insurance policy. Doing so could instantly disqualify them from SSI, Medicaid, and other means-tested programs, because now they have assets in their name that push them over the eligibility limits. Instead, assets should be left to a special needs trust, which holds the money for the benefit of the loved one without jeopardizing their public benefits. The trust can pay for things such as housing, therapy, travel, and more, but legally, the funds are not counted as belonging to the individual for means testing. Mistake number 5, mismanaging guardianship, either by doing it or avoiding it. Once a child turns 18, they're considered an adult in the eyes of the law, even if they cannot manage their own finances or make medical decisions. Some families rush into full guardianship, which can be overly restrictive if the person is capable of making decisions with help. In those cases, supported decision-making agreements might be more appropriate, allowing the individual to retain rights while receiving guidance. On the other hand, some families do not pursue guardianship at all, even when their family member with a disability is clearly unable to make decisions independently. Without a legal authority granted through guardianship or a power of attorney, you may not be able to speak to their doctors or manage their money on their behalf. The key is finding the right level of support and making sure it's legally recognized. And finally, a bonus, number 6 mistake that we see is trying to go it alone. This is complex stuff, and it's not something most families are equipped to navigate on their own. You need a team of experts. That team can include many different people, but often it would include a financial advisor who is experienced in special needs planning and can handle items such as investment management, cash flow planning, and insurance planning. A special needs attorney who can draft the right trust and handle guardianship or other legal alternatives. A benefit specialist or social worker familiar with your state's services. A trustee who manages and distributes assets from a special needs trust in line with legal rule and the beneficiary's needs. This could be a family member or an institution. A trust protector who monitors the trustee and has the authority to intervene if the trust's intent is not being upheld. Healthcare providers and therapists who deliver ongoing care and help document the individual's needs for planning and benefits. A case manager who coordinates services and supports across healthcare, education, and government programs. And last, certainly not least, a guardian or supported decision maker who helps make legal, medical, or financial decisions when independent decision making is limited. The best outcomes happen when families plan early, plan thoughtfully, and plan together with professionals who understand the financial and emotional landscape. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more content like this. And if you're just getting started crafting the life plan that I mentioned, I've created a free template to help you take the first step. You can find a link in the description below. Remember, you're not alone in this journey, and with the right plan and team in place, you can build a secure, meaningful future for your loved ones.